Alright, last time we were together, you remember the heater box was over there on a bench, all full of mouse house? That's all been cleaned, disinfected, deodorized, and actually put back together. The heater box goes back in. You remember we had the bolster bar, that big metal bar, and the wiring harness all hanging over? That was just so we could get the heater box out. So we got the heater box back in, that bolster bar goes back, but the wiring harness that's attached to it is very particular. Every one of those wires is tied on in a very specific place. If you don't get that stuff in the right place, you end up with rattles, but more than that, you could end up with chafed wires, and then you could have things that don't work, blown fuses, short circuits, all kinds of grief and aggravation. So all that went back together, and then the rest of it's fairly composite. Some pretty big pieces, this big black piece. The trim around the radio and the heater controls, those are a little fidgety, especially the heater control, because there's two cables that have to run off the box and get looped in through here, but overall not too bad. And then just a matter of plugging everything in, putting everything in one piece at a time, making sure all the screws go back where they came from and everything's tight. And you put the center console all back together, including that fancy little shift knob, and everything goes together pretty good. And here we are. All we got left is to get the car cleaned up and deliver it back to the client. And he'll have heat and air conditioning, and it won't smell like mouse. That's always a good thing.